Hi, this is Michael Emmerine, and this session will be discussing how decouplers work. These are the features that come with every decoupler. Just go through them real quickly. The decoupler itself is a fail-safe design. It assures that there's safety to the grounding system under any condition that might exist. Lightning, AC surge. It is a maintenance-free. It's a solid-state design. There's no parts that need to be maintained. There's no fluid-filled anything. It is a maintenance-free, solid-state design. The performance of this product, of all of our decouplers, are proven over time to be a very, very low fail rate. As you can see for this solid-state decoupler, it is less than 1%. Actually down to the 0.001% of a fail rate. If there's any certification need for, say, Class 1 Div 1 or Class 1 Div 2, and I should mention that outside the United States that would be Class 1 Zone 1 or Class 1 Zone 2, or non-hazardous locations, we have those certification for that type of location. As mentioned in the first slide or two, Dairyland has made a consistent effort to become an ISO 9001 certified company in the areas of our engineering, manufacturing, and all the way through our service teams and support teams to show not only the consistent quality of the product itself, but the consistent quality and service to the clients that might call in for pricing and for help on technical issues. This slide is showing you a breakdown of what the model might look like as far as the label that you would see on the decoupler. Just a couple of items to point out here. Whatever decoupler you receive, the first portion of that model rating will tell you what the decoupler is. In this example, it's the SSD. It could be starting with a PCR or an OVP. So running with this example, this is an SSD, and then we have a dash. That's actually a -2/2. That tells us our blocking threshold for the DC side of the rating. So this is a -2 + 2. The polarities are equal in this. It could be a -3/+1. And there's different applications that would take either type of polarity. The next dash that you see tells us about the AC fault current. An SSD itself, as you can see down below, the AC fault current ratings talk about the fault levels going from 1.2 to 5 kA. This example is a 3.7 kA AC fault current rating. So the next dash is showing a 100, and that's pointing to the lightning surge current. That's rated in kA. So for the models, in this case it's an SSD, for the models that are a 2, a 3.7, and a 5 kA, all of those would be 100 kA crest at an 8/20 microseconds waveform. If you had chosen a 1.2 or your model shows a 1.2 kA model, then that is a 75 kA crest at 8/20 microseconds. Just a side note, if this was a PCR model, all of those models are a 100 kA crest at an 8/20 microsecond waveform. The next dash is telling us about the terminal arrangement. Most normal PCRs and SSDs would come with a side-by-side standard terminal arrangement. Then you would see that letter R in the model number. If the letter R is not in the model number here, that just signifies that the client has asked us to mount those terminals front to back, so they'd be in a different arrangement. So in this case, the example is showing the normal arrangement, the standard for a side-to-side terminal arrangement. The last piece on that model number is showing EAC, and it's the certification system. So one of the questions that an application engineer might ask you is, tell me about the location's hazardous rating, and what do you need for, what type of rating do you need for the location where this decoupler would be sitting. So is it Class 1 Div 1 or Zone 1, or Class 1 Div 2, Zone 2, or non-hazardous? And is it an international industrial certification needed, and so forth? So those are the classifications that we would be asking about.